Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Rob's Rig. So you've got yourself a brand new Jeep Wrangler, 4x4, 4-door in my case. So now what? What are you going to use it for? What did I buy this thing for, right? Well, first of all, let's start off with what I would have used it for. You know, years ago, I lived up north. I live in deep South Texas now. We don't get any snow or ice or anything but a lot of rain and water sometimes. But if I was still up north, I would have used it in the winter when we got that occasional snow, right? Usually no more than 2 to 4 inches. Sometimes you'd get 8 to 10 inches, something like that. More often we'd get ice, a frozen mix, I guess. And it was always nice up there to have a 4x4 when I was going to a brick and mortar and have to be to work every day, right? Or coming home at the end of the day when a snowstorm comes in and you're on the freeway. Always nice to be able to shift into four-wheel drive. I don't know if you really needed it, but that peace of mind. And that's really why I had 4x4s up there, was more for peace of mind, right? I mean, let's face it, if the roads were bad enough, you weren't going anywhere anyway, and they typically had them plowed off before I'd ever have to go to work. But nonetheless, it was great for peace of mind, and if you ever got that crazy snowstorm or ice storm or something like that. Otherwise, I didn't really need it. And I know there are some folks out there who will use them in rain. I never really saw a reason to do that. And if anything, when I ever tried to use it in rain, it always felt like the four-wheel drive system was grabbing too much anyway, like I should not have been using it, nor do I really think you should. So, what am I doing with it down here in deep South Texas? Right now, we're in January and it's 73 degrees. Obviously, we're not going to get any snow. So why did I buy it? Well, I bought it, number one, because that's what the wife wanted, if I'm being honest. I had a Jeep Gladiator. It's really her primary vehicle when she does drive, and she doesn't drive it a lot. I do. I probably drive this vehicle a third of the time that I'm driving because I have 3 vehicles, right? We've got the Gladiator. I have a Tesla, which I love. Those of you that don't like EVs, well, that's your prerogative. And I have a Toyota Tacoma, which I love as well. So anyway, I drive it about a third of the time I'm driving. Secondly, I wanted to have something that was capable. You know, you always have this thing in the back of your mind. What if something crazy went down? I don't know. We got tons and tons of rain, which we have had. And there was flooding, and maybe the roads were covered, maybe with debris and dirt and whatever, you know? It would be nice to be able to kick into four-wheel drive in an extreme situation. I might even call it sort of a bug-out vehicle. And what I mean by that is if you need to bug out, you know, get out of somewhere really quick, you know, the end of days, you know, these crazy things, you'd have a vehicle that was capable. And obviously, if something insane like that were to happen, these days, who knows? Things are so crazy anyway. But you would certainly be able to drive off-road if you needed to. Maybe the roads are destroyed or something crazy and you need to cut across a field to get to where you're going. You know, you just whip it into four-wheel drive and you can get anywhere you need to be, right? So there's always that kind of thinking. Next is, I think, the covered storage ability of it. You know, I had the Gladiator, and that was fine. And I could have put a tonneau cover on the back, which I'm not a big fan of tonneau covers, just the looks of them, I guess. But anyway, I like being able to have a decent amount of room, and you really do when you put those rear seats down, to be able to haul things inside and covered. Heck, even groceries and things like that, you can throw in the back. There's an ample amount of space. They're not subject to the environment, in my case, either rain or extreme temperatures. I mean, you don't want to go buy that expensive filet mignon, or mignon if you're cultured, and throw it in the back and have it start to cook in the heat before you get it home, right? Bunch of eggs, you know, anything that can spoil. So I like having that functionality. Of course, I lose the function of being able to haul bigger, dirtier, heavy things back there because, you know, I wouldn't throw a bucket full of gravel or dirt in the back. but I have the Tacoma for that, so not really an issue for me, I don't think. The appearance of it, I do love the way that it looks. Just an aesthetic thing, I guess. I have liked the four-wheel drive, or I should say four-door. I like the four-wheel drive. But I've always liked the four-door Wranglers anyway. I think they look cool. Slap a decent, set of tires on there with a little bit of wheel poke, which we still need to do. We have the tires, we just don't have the wheel poke. And it looks really good, I think. So the aesthetics of it, that's part of the equation, I guess. Next is the power of it. We went with the 3.6 liter naturally aspirated because it felt a bit more powerful than what the 4-cylinder turbo did. Not really a big fan of that. There's nothing wrong with it, and it did have ample power for anybody who just wants to kick around, maybe get a little better fuel economy. Speaking of fuel economy, I'll tell you guys where I'm at right now, a whopping 14.9 miles per gallon. Interestingly, it seems to parallel what I'm getting in the Toyota Tacoma. That is a 4-cylinder turbo. You think it would get better fuel economy, but it doesn't seem to be at this point. So right about the same mileage, I guess. I don't benefit by driving one or the other when it comes to that. But let's be honest, I didn't buy a Jeep Wrangler because I was looking to be a hypermiler, right? If I was looking for that, I'd either just drive the Tesla or maybe I'd have bought a Toyota Prius, like that one back there. Lastly, I guess, is just the aura of it. I've talked about this on the channel before. Jeep has a heritage, right? I mean, it has a rugged, kind of off-road feel to it. And to be honest, when I get in it, I do feel differently than, say, when I'm driving the Tesla, right? That's more of a yippity-yuppity, suburban kind of vehicle. You don't feel like that when you're in a Jeep Wrangler. It's more rugged. It feels more rugged. The view that you get out of it when you drive it is more of an off-roading feel, even if you never go off-roading. And by the way, speaking of never going off-roading, I catch a lot of flack about that on the channel. Well, first of all, there's not a lot of places, strangely, to go off-roading unless you want to risk bodily injury or something, from the owner of the property. Down here in South Texas, I do have the ability. I'm certainly not against it. Just need a spot to do it. There is an off-roading park about 4 hours away. So 8-hour round trip to just go off-roading and then hope nothing happens and you're not stranded 4 hours away. Just not for me. Anyway, that's why I bought it. Just a few reasons. Leave a comment down below. Let me know. Why did you buy your Jeep Wrangler? Are you a big-time heavy off-roader? Or maybe just like the reasons that I did. I'd be curious to know. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button if you haven't before, and we'll see you next time on the web. Bye.